Listening to SoccerBallz, and it is that great time of the week where we deal with Top Odds, where we speak to Brandon from Top Odds, giving us all the top betting tips that we can look at for the weekend sporting action. Brandon, how's it, dude?
Yeah, how's it, Sean? How are you?
I'm lekker. How you doing, man?
That's good. All good.
All right.
All good on the punting front this side.
Yeah, you have a good weekend last weekend, punt-wise.
Well, yeah, back to Manchester United because I followed my heart, not my head. And for a change, they did what old United fans expected to do and beat Arsenal. I think that was a big result. And I think, the Man United fans made a bit of money, so we can't complain.
Well done, brilliant. I mean, I was a neutral, and I was too chicken to attack that fixture. So well done for you for following your heart. That's well deserved, and a big win for Man United. That could be. I'm not saying they'll win the whole thing, but that could well turn around the league. They needed a big away win, and I'm
well,
happy.
definitely. I mean, they're in fourth now, and they just got to stay there, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we can think of a little higher than that, Brandon. Come on, they can flirt with third.
Well, if we want to start off this weekend, obviously let's start off with soccer.
Yeah.
I've picked out a big game in the Premier League, and that's obviously Southampton versus Manchester City.
Yes, arguably pick of the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, Man City are away from home. Southampton having an unbelievable run. They're second in the English Premier League title race, and the bookmakers at LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting have City up at favourite at 13 to 10. The draw is at 22 to 10, and Southampton at 22 to 10. And my advice to punters here is that Man City got a good win in the Champions League this week. They seem to be on the upward trend, and to get 13 to 10 Man City, I think they'll beat Southampton, and I think that's where the money's got to go this weekend.
You're going to lump it on City to beat Southampton this weekend? Ooh.
That's my bet. I think that's a very, very good bet this weekend, and you won't see 13 to 10 Manchester City anytime soon.
Yeah, you see, there's a few things interesting about this fixture and a few things interesting about that result. There's one thing is that City did play in midweek and Southampton didn't. But Southampton is sitting at second, but they have had kind fixtures the last little while. I think they have a very rough month with it kicking off at Manchester City. So,
yeah.
I suppose there isn't really much value on the Southampton bet. That the bookies seem to be a little bit careful about it. But really, so you say lump it on? Yeah.
I just think that Man City are tried and tested. They generally win the big games, and I think they'll beat Southampton. And you must remember Southampton next weekend go to Arsenal. So they've got a tough couple of fixtures coming up, and I think they'll lose 2 on the bounce, to be honest. And I think that Man City's a very, very good bet. Sergio Aguero's on form. They're going to be in the top 2. I have no doubt about that with the squad they've got. And if they want to be there, they've got to beat Southampton. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. And Southampton are a known quantity as well. I suppose that doesn't help their cause. I mean, they were a bit mysterious to a whole bunch of sides at the beginning of the season. I suppose the honeymoon period could be over for them, and it's probably going to start this month.
Cynical. Yeah, Southampton did play on Monday night, so you can count that if you want to as a midweek game for them. And they did draw. With a squad like that, I don't think they can go on forever without losing. And I think their first loss will be against City.
Oh, right. And where else should we have a look, Brandon?
Well, we're going to have a look at the League Cup in South Africa.
Yes.
It's the Telkom Cup. It's the final, I think. And that is SuperSport United versus Platinum Stars. And, SuperSport United, the bookmakers have up at 12 to 10. The draw is at 22 to 10, and Platinum Stars at 5 to 2. Now, I'm going to need your guys' help here because I don't know much about this Platinum Stars side. I do know that Gordon Egerson is the SuperSport United coach, and I would be leaning towards them. But, maybe you guys can give the punters a bit of a way out here.
This is a horrible one to give it to for Brandon because, you look at the sides play and you think you got to go SuperSport, you got to go Gordon Egerson, and you would do that. But the thing about Platinum Stars is that the cup specialists, they'll look like in the cups, sometimes they look like they can give Real Madrid a game. In the league, sometimes you look like you can round the first 11 people you see in the nearest Shabin and they'll beat Platinum Stars. It's just, they're just really that kind of side. But 5 to 2, I would say looking at those odds, 5 to 2 is value on Platinum Stars. I would think for that thing because they do know how to win cup games and they are a team that are scoring goals.
Look, they didn't get to the finals by luck as well. They played the big sides. They eliminated Mamelodi Sundowns.
And they won this.
Chiefs.
They're defending champions in this tournament, let's not forget. And they did that, beating all 3 of the big 3 in the tournament. So it's one of those horrible ones, Brandon, where you look at it, you go cup specialists versus experience and class. I don't know where to put my money.
Well, you know what? I must say, you guys have made a very, very strong case here for Platinum Stars, and I think that's where my money's going to go. So you didn't have to try too hard to persuade me. They are the defending champions. I think they beat Pirates. Did they not beat Pirates in the semis?
Yes, they did.
Or did they beat Chiefs?
Well, they beat,
no,
they beat Sundowns in the semis.
Yeah, and they beat Chiefs in the quarterfinals.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Chiefs in the quarter. I mean, to beat those two sides, like you said, they've got that cup pedigree, and maybe that's where the money's got to go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean. I think you've given me a winner this week.
Oh, pleasure. They do. I'm so say, just looking at the numbers, I would say that's good money on Platinum Stars. And
well, if you put your $100, on them, you get a 500 and 250 rand return plus your 100 rand back, and I think that looks very tasty to me.
Right, sure thing. Right, and where else do you want us to look this week?
I think if we can just switch over to the rugby. South Africa is playing Wales. Springboks are a little bit short. That Alan Bookmaker and World Sports Betting have South Africa up at 4-10 to beat the Welsh, who are 18-10 at home. So that's just under 2-1. You know, on that performance against Italy, I know we won by 16 points, and you know the scoreline flattered us a little bit, if I do say so myself. And I don't know if maybe our players are a little bit tired and fatigued going into this game. I think it's the last game of the November tours, and I won't be taking 4-10 South Africa. That's for sure.
Well, we're going to have a little issues here, Brandon, because I'm not taking 18-10 for Wales. I'm not. They don't look. We don't. Wales don't beat the Springboks. Yeah, I'm going to be bullish about this. They've once in about 100 years of rugby have they beaten the Springboks, and I don't think. And look, the big deal was made of the week of the overseas players being unavailable for this test. And all that really hit was Bucky Spoeta, who retired anyway, and Brian Habana on the wing. And I think Lwazi Mvovo was a fine replacement, a guy itching for a chance. And arguably, I think the overseas selections hit Wales worse, to be honest, in terms of the teams that they'll have available to select.
I agree with you, but I just want to make one point. They played New Zealand last weekend, and I think the scoreline really flattered New Zealand. Wales were in that game until the last 15 minutes, and then the All Blacks just ran away with it. I don't know if South Africa finish like the All Blacks do. And, you know, if we find ourselves behind against this Welsh team, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to come back and win. But, I'm a South African at heart.
Brandon, if we can't find a win, if we can't find a way to win, Wales find a way to lose. Remember that game at Bombela? Wales... incredible effort to lose that game. I applaud them for it. I'm just not sure they got it in the head, and I'm not sure they got it in ability.
Okay, so we split on that one, and then just England are playing Australia. It's another massive game in the end of your tours. Australia, can they lose 3 on the bounce? I don't know. I thought they should have won the game against Ireland. They just threw it away. England at home at 6-10 with Alan Bookmaker and World Sports Betting, and Australia at 14-10. That might be a little bit of value, although I'm not going to lose money on them 3 weeks in a row, so I'm not having a bet.
Yeah, they're a bit of a weird case. Australia seem a little bit more relaxed as well at the moment, which could make them dangerous, but England are desperate. England are absolutely desperate for a win there. Right, we're going to wrap it up there. Brandon, thank you so much. Happy punting. Got some good odds there.
Thank
you.
Make some money. You too. Have a good weekend. Cheers.
All right. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Brandon from Top Odds giving us top betting tips. There's some goodies there. We'll have a little look-see. But don't bet against the Springboks first. Just don't do that. You're listening to SoccerBallz.